Yes, welcome back to Coombe. What was that you're saying about one of your ex-wives?
Oh, good.
Aye, no. She's got that chateau.
Chateau Le Mot. Aye, no.
Because you were out seeing a band who was named after you two last night. Simple Minds.
Aye, Simple Minds.
Was it?
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The concert, way back.
Yeah, they're decent.
Never heard
saw them
them.
at Ibrox.
Shut up, you've never heard them. Don't be so stupid. The Waterfront, you can't not hear them. They're great.
They're big Celtic fans and all, aren't they?
Big massive fans.
But big Celtic fans that played at Ibrox. Still went to see them.
But you went to see Reed Durante was on your shoulders.
Aye.
Said he kept rubbing his arse into your head.
Imagine all that.
He was at the window last week.
Professional football players in Madview and amongst everybody.
So you went to see Simple Minds at Ibrox while you were a Rangers player?
86 was 85.
I signed in
84, 85.
Aye, doing about that. There you go. Those his dates. There's quite a few concerts at Ibrox as well.
Ross Stewart was there as well, wasn't he?
Was that you that flung your boxers at Jim Kerr?
There's a few other things getting through. But it was a wee bit weird here. I'm not.
Well, we'll put you on the wing, Desi Mida, after your performance at the weekend on the wing.
After that performance, you kept running away.
Still running, mate. What a performance that was.
By the way, what a weekend. What a game.
Oh, I like it. You've been upbeat, are you?
Aye.
Oh, hey. Listen,
Best
Paul Minnick, 2 brilliant goals with the head. Ethan Ross chips in the first half. Telling you, Queen of the South were absolutely brilliant. Hit the woodwork 5 times. I'm telling you, 5 times I hit the woodwork. Challenge Cup final, Sunday afternoon.
Brilliant.
What a game it was.
Biggest game of the day.
It was a brilliant game.
Did somebody came up to you, did a boy come up to you talk about farting in your mind?
I'm just going on to the earnings. Obviously he was a Rafe supporter. It was, tell you, it was a brilliant wee atmosphere.
He says, are you going to do it today?
Are you going to do it on air?
He sent us a picture.
Did he? Fair play to the boy. But that was some game. Can I just, Willie Gibson has got them, I know they're both in the league. He's got them playing some brilliant stuff. They should have had a penalty as well, right before the break. They hit the woodwork 5 times in the first half. They went in at 1 each.
You're not supposed to hit the woodwork, you're supposed to put it in the net.
By the way, it was just...
It was a good game, I watched it.
They played really well. They ran out of steam.
I know what you're going to say, I've got a line.
Right, so what other game you want to talk about?
I will say about this, about that game, right? And it's Scottish football and it's David Hopkins, who I do love. I like David Hopkins. I met him a few times. Good guy. But he kept saying, Queens are trying to play too much, they're taking too much risks. They need to get the ball forward quicker. What, taking risks? What, passing the ball to each other? How's that taking risks?
David Hopkins, who was he?
Livy manager. He was on BBC Alba.
Was he?
They need to get the ball forward quicker. Forward quicker, they've got 2 wee guys up front, what, pass it.
Did Peyton and Roy scores the goal.
Sorry if you've got players that can hold it back and comfortable passing it about. Every player should be comfortable.
Every football player should be able to control the ball and pass it, Frank.
I agree with you, aye.
And they were good.
But there isn't.
That's why I'm trying to get a wee big up, because it was a brilliant game. And John McGlynn, that's his first trophy as a manager. He's been in the game a long time. And he had a team talk today, obviously because they were the better side. Do you know something? After everything they've been through this season, it was a nice moment for them. Good. You know, but Queens played their part, so they did. But Willie's doing a good job there.
Well, I call him the highs doing well.
Willie Gibson's doing a good job because that's a hard gig.
Of course it is.
Player manager.
I don't think the budget's the biggest either.
No, but he's got a lot of...
Stop trying to get away from the Celtic Rangers game. We need to say Slaney's not here.
Why?
Him and his family ended up doing the huddle naked in the shower and got stuck. So they're stuck. They've not got a tradesman brave enough to break him out.
Is he still out celebrating? Aye.
Well, you see that We Never Stop banner? Celtic fans had him and his mum and dad got that above their bed, so he needs to watch out for them. I don't think they've stopped since Sunday, so Slaney just needs to make sure they're alright. He'll be back podcast next week. Right, Grosvenor Sport, who wants to do it? You've never done it?
I have done it.
Go on then, what's the offer?
I know, that's what you need, Gregory Peck's, don't you? That's uncertain.
No, can you not seen it?
Honestly, we need
to sign up for Grosvenor Sport. £5 bet and get £25 in free bets on any sport.
Well done, Francis.
As always, please remember to subscribe to
you've missed the sign up at G Sport.
Sign up at G Sport.
Fucking hell, man.
That's alright. Listen, we've not got the professionalism of obviously Slaney boys, so but I'll just fast forward on it. As always, please remember to subscribe to Open Goal YouTube channel if you haven't yet.
Yeah, sign up at gsport.com/we
are murder. We are murder.
What about this picture somebody sent us as well?
What's that? I've got that on my phone somewhere. Couple of dolly birds.
Is that, no, that's her EastEnders. That's Kathy at EastEnders.
The next question was...
You were on EastEnders?
Aye. And the next question is, Macca, did you?
No, I didn't.
I bet you did.
I didn't. She's married to,
drummer.
Queen guitarist.
Brian May?
Brian May, another one is married to anybody. Anyway.
So she's now married to Brian May?
Brian May, yes.
So you were there before Brian May?
Aye,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Brian, second prizes, big boys.
always. And my pal, Doc Cotton, she died.
So she did June.
She thinks she's a faith healer. I was at a party, she's like, because I had bad ankle, just got my operation. She's like, get some stuff and give it all that.
I tell you,
I'm like, Doc Cotton's fucking rubbing my ankles. Brilliant. Right.
By the way,
that's amazing.
Brilliant.
Absolutely. Marvin Andrews.
She thought she was a faith healer, aye.
I was playing with Hamilton Accies against Wraith, big Mars with Wraith. And I said to him, do us a favour. My knee's gubbed anyways, I'm waiting on a knee replacement.
Dundee,
and I says, and anyway, he was doing a wee whatever he was doing. By the way, next morning, I couldn't even move.
I thought you were going to say that.
Aye. He's done me in. So
Aye. Big Marv. Was he singing?
Aye, everything. He took a wee 30 seconds before the game. Whatever he was doing to my knee, done me in.
So that
Lovely big fella.
You need to stop going doggy for Durrani. That's what's happening.
Carpet buns, you can't do it.
That's killing you, eh?
Carpet buns.
I'm serious, you can't know. That old knee, it's gone.
I know.
Isn't it?
Right, we're going to talk about Sunday, Derek. Stop putting off, alright? Where do you watch it in the house?
Yes, I said I'm watching the house because I can well, I was going to say
Could you enjoy it?
Well,
First 6 minutes you must have enjoyed it.
Until Celtic scored. We had to start well Rangers, obviously, because we know what Celtic are like. They always start their games fast and furious and on the front foot, and we did. But once they lost the goal, they lost their way, lost a wee bit of confidence. Celtic looked the more dangerous. Every time they get forward, they just had a wee bit more in that department. Getting into centre half, I thought the manager, even with the changed it, maybe going towards a half time. No, in terms of personnel. In terms of personnel, you could have changed it. I'd have went 2 up top because Ruth was back to goal. No. The 2 centre backs had him in his pocket. And I heard Coyce talking in commentary, and he's probably right, trying to get on the half turn and that. But I thought he could have done with a partner because maybe somebody like Sakala, that could go in behind and try and stretch them but they were comfortable. And fair play to Celtic because I'll be honest, I didn't think they had that in them.
I was impressed.
They showed a different side of them where they were under pressure, right? In terms of balls getting into the box, but they dealt with it, they sat in, they defended, showed a lot of character. We didn't have the answers, we didn't have that wee bit of magic to break them down. You look at the players we had on the park, individually you've got guys like Aribo, Kent, Ramsey, that's why they're there, produced that wee bit of magic. And unfortunately for Rangers it didn't, but
that's a good point, because if you are going to, the tactic seemed to me to be put the ball wide and put balls in the box. Why would you then go put an extra striker on who can?
But it's got to be a bit of quality. I thought at times, Marky,
I think
it was hopeful balls into the box.
Tavernier put so many balls in, but no many good ones.
That's what I was going to say.
You know what I mean?
But they were just kind of hopeful. Hoping you're going to get somebody on the end of it.
Well, sometimes, see if a fullback goes down a winger and you get the ball in the box, then you can moan at striker. I mean, I don't know why Tavernier's not shouting. She should be getting on the end of that.
But they're saying about striker, and that's what I'm saying about Ruth, because Ruth up top on his own in that box at times. Midfielders have got to take responsibility as well and go to hit that box, come for deeper positions.
But the one guy that does that, he took him off.
Ramsey.
And that's what I'm saying. So everybody could.
I thought he looked alright, Ramsey's man.
Tactically, it could have been a bit
good
better.
in the ball, wasn't he?
Collectively, could have been better. Individually, and even the manager has to take a bit of responsibility as well, because at times you need. That's why you're paid the big bucks to change things during the game. And it's just me watching it in the house with 2 boys, and I'm thinking I'd probably go 2 up top. I'd go maybe Roof, come short, maybe a different option, Sakala, making wee darting runs. You know, you can play the wee boys down the side.
Turn it around.
You know, or the
tap. Because you know with Celtic, Taylor's gone in and Juranovic is gone, so you know you're going to have space in there. They never done it.
Well, you look at Rangers opening goal.
To be fair, it was. Kent done well with the boys.
It's a brilliant, because it's a great, it's in behind.
Instead of feet all the time,
it's that clever wee ball.
Juranovic thought his centre half should have came across and
he should be over.
Good movement, good ball.
I think at the weekend, every time the ball went in the box, you're like, don't know what's going to happen. In the past, there'd have been goals. But the two of them,
I'm sure the both of you, same with Paul Stein, said Starfelt couldn't defend.
He can header.
I defended him.
I can header a ball. But my great with him is sometimes the ball comes up to the striker, and me as a striker, if he tries to get round me, I'm turning him. That's my great. He tries to win the ball when he can't.
But if you cover well enough, like Celtic do, then you can go and take that.
Gets free kicks away, and its free kicks are stupid. That's a big. But he's learning every game. But you know what I mean? The ball comes up to strike, and he tries to get his leg round him. Yeah. And you're like, as soon as you do that, I'm away. You know, it's just crazy.
You surprised Rangers never put Big Hate on him? Could have been another chapter in the book.
He's barred for Ibrox, isn't he? He's barred for Ibrox, isn't he?
But see, on Celtic have never really shown that side underhands where they've sat in the front of the counter.
That's the first time we've seen that and done well.
But see, when you think about how he plays, maybe with the European performance, when you're thinking, could they maybe done that more in Europe?
I think so. I think the last 10 minutes, the boys were dead on their feet, and I'm thinking, you know, they put so much effort in it. But they put their body in the line, you know. Even Jackie Marcus was chasing still. Jackie Mack, aye. He was chasing and putting his body in the line. I thought brilliant. He was different class, you know. And I was a wee bit disappointed.
With the way you're talking in Europe, but has that been something it takes a bit of time? They maybe have been working on that.
I think when the boys he came in and the European guys, they've not worked on anything, have they? They've not worked on anything really, because in Europe, sometimes you've got to defend, and that's, you know, going to Ibrox, at some point you're going to have to defend. So they have to work on it, you know, because it was costing too many goals. But when you see that, there's no way that they can't do that. You know that that's what they can do. So anything else it's just an excuse that they're not doing a job, because we've seen it at the weekend, they can defend. Yeah.
Derek, 6 point lead Rangers had in January, now 6 points behind. What do you put what's the main reason for that?
Well, I've spoke to a few people about this, and you look at Rangers when they won the league last season, they were in a position of strength. What do you always hear? When you're at the top, you strengthen, you spend a bit of money. It might cost you at the time, but you might reap the rewards further down the line. So again, this is where everybody's culpable. You can then start to look at the board. Could they have played their part? At the time, Steven Gerrard was in place as a manager, and it was a surprise to everybody that he left, and I think we're kind of starting to find out the reasons why. Maybe he wasn't given the money to bring in some of the players. Well, we're not talking about masses of amounts of money, but just to bring one or two players. Aye. At the top, I think I said here on this podcast quite a few times last season that we were talking about where would you strengthen. I always says up top for Rangers, because I think Rangers, in my opinion, for the back to the middle, I've always looked, solid, decent, but it's that wee bit up front. The position he used to play, that makes a difference, and you need that. You can't rely on, and we have been relying on Morelos. Yeah. I've been critical of him, because he's carrying a wee bit too much weight. But
when he plays, they play better.
There it showed you a difference. Ruth physically couldn't dominate the two Celtic centre backs. Morelos could he have? Yep. He would have gave them trouble. So that's where Gerrard, or where the new manager Van Bronckhorst has to have some money to bring in, his strength.
Sorry, it's just when you keep saying Ruth, I'm just imagining a woman called Ruth. I think it's Ruth. Ruth. You also said when you're talking about strengthening this season, you were going to strengthen your abs. So have you done it?
What's coming on now?
Let's see it.
No, show on camera. Come on. I'll show you end of the season.
And you got 4. You got 4.
I'm working. That's
you working?
Trying.
Done.
So who did they bring in the summer? Who did they bring in the summer then? Sakala, Lundstrom. They brought in Ramsey, Diallo.
Nothing, but there's decent players out there that you could maybe have went and got, but it costs money. Yeah. But sometimes you've got to spend that money. And it's. But they've tried to get away with it, and I think it's come back to bite us in the backside.
I was looking at them, and I thought they were all solid muscle. They've all been in the gym. But it looks as if they can't.
Getting ready for summer, isn't they? They're getting ready for summer.
Did that not used to happen? I'm See, this time of year, the gym used to be empty. Everybody's in pump. Maggot, look, few we go, anyway.
That's what I thought Rangers were. I don't think they were sharp at all.
I tell you who wasn't sharp. Jack in the middle of the park.
I think he's too much weight. He's too much weight in his shoulders.
He's not played a lot of football, but then did that Scotland game take a lot out of him. It might have done. So Lundstrom done all right. He done pretty well. I thought he did, but I thought Jack just wasn't quite at it.
He thought he was hopeless.
Lundstrom. No, I thought he was decent. Lundstrom.
This is good, right? How would you think he was?
I just didn't think he was always on the edge of it. I thought, I just didn't think he was.
I thought that's where Jack was. He was always in the periphery of the game. He was never like what he normally does, dominate in there on the ball. I thought Lundstrom done that better than Jack.
A better centre half. He's been playing in there, hasn't he?
Lundstrom can drop in there between the two centre backs, and that's where maybe if they're going to kind of change it up a wee bit, that's what they need to look at. Something like that.
Maybe played 3 because
3-5-2.
And going 2 up.
I was impressed. The way the Rangers started, I was impressed the way Celtic came back, because the way they started was just, it was incredible. And Jota, Taylor, they were getting Bobby, everyone. And then all of a sudden, after like 5-7 minutes, they'd settled in. You know, and it's, instead of kicking on for the Rangers, Celtic didn't let them.
But see, these sort of games, I say this up, what about Steve Davis in these sort of games? Like you said, put Lundstrom back one, put Davis in the middle pitch, get a wee bit of control of the game, somebody that's actually going to go and get the ball and control the game for you. But he just disappeared off the face empty.
And surprisingly so, because it wasn't just how good he was, Mark on the ball.
He was kind of
it's that influence he has in the rest of the players.
I like that. You've got to, sometimes you've got to calm it down, you know, you've got to just keep the ball.
But you've taken it away. I know. What's happened? Where's he play? He's not even getting minutes at all. It's as if he's just been panned, which is surprising, because you've got a guy of that quality, that experience, that's been there, done it, won things. You know, surprising. But they really need to shake up. But listen, early piece, Celtic were the better side. I know they soaked up a lot of pressure, they had the better chances. So we need to find a different way.
I think Hartnell only 2 saves, didn't he? I mean, that save, Sakala was...
Yeah, second half, he does well, doesn't he? Yeah.
But I don't think it was much more, was there? There was one for the left-hand side, he shot and somebody shot.
And that's what we're saying, that's how we're giving credit to the back four.
Good,
Celtic,
they were good.
You know, so...
I know, credit, we give him a hard time sometimes, but credit was due.
It's not easy to play in the defence for Ange, how brave he asked you to be.
No.
And they're going to keep taking the ball. Even when they were under intense pressure the first 10 minutes, they still kept taking the ball. That's not easy to do.
The problem for me with Starfelt, he's a right-sided player playing the left side. So when he's going to put it, the whole stadium knows he's going to take it for his left. Learn how to hit your left. I think
and that atmosphere as well.
That's what I'm saying, Derek. In that atmosphere where they're on top of it, keep taking the ball. It's tough.
Takes a bit of ball.
Of course it does.
For any player that plays at an Old Firm game, take the ball in tight areas.
That's what you loved. The boys loved it. I mean, the Celtic boys stepped up, and you're not going to tell me they didn't love that atmosphere. I mean, it's just, I loved it.
That's how
I preferred it with no sun.
And that's how they show the different side of themselves, because they've been able to deal with that. And I'm saying, show a bit of balls, you know what I mean? So
shows the balls going.
Go on.
He's got a hell of a pair of balls.
No, but you're right, I agree 100%.
But this is where Rangers have got to react now, you know, and they've got to show that. But I think it's got to come for the manager as well. We've not got Morelos, he's out the picture, so you need to find another way. So it'll be intriguing the next week or two. I know Rangers have got some Murn at the weekend before the second final.
Do you think they'll think they can still win the league?
Rangers?
Got to be optimistic. I was saying it's 7 points really because of goal difference, but I was saying they're going to go to Park and say, well, if we win that, it's only 3. And that's the way they'll need to look at it. And Celtic's got to do that, because anything can happen. You know, so they can't slip up. There's 6 games left.
Of course,
but see what you've just said, I want to ask you, because see when you say about Celtic playing out, that's how they play and that's their identity. Have Rangers got an identity under Giovanni Van Bronckhorst? Again, I only get to see a couple of games that are on the telly.
You always want to, well, you can see the way he wants to play that 4-3-3, but then initially when he came, that was that back four was going to be, they're going to stay, which wasn't going to allow the fullbacks, which was Rangers' strength, getting up the park. He's kind of changed that a wee bit, gave a wee bit more freedom to the wide boys in that 3 up top, were allowed to kind of manoeuvre a wee bit. I think he had them just staying on the touchline. So again, he's got to find something else, because that's a couple of times against Celtic.
I thought they played better when they 3 at the back.
So he's got to tweak things.
I thought they played better when they 3 at the back, and gave Tavernier the room to go forward.
And this is you're talking about Lundstrom, so there's an option to drop him back in.
I think he's better than the other. I think the midfield's too quick for him. The boys were.
Well, you could have like a Golson, you could have a Balogun, a Hlander, him in there, and maybe somebody in front. It's just in my mind, you know, a Jack just in front, you know, but allow like a Bassi and a Tav to go up. But then who do you play the 2 and the 2 up? Has to be 2 up top for me now. With Morelos,
you can't sit, but you've got to go for it all the time now. It's a massive couple of weeks for Rangers.
And I don't know any young boys. I know we've got Lowry, but he's a midfield player, he's like a number 10, and he's an excellent player. He's got to be a cracking player. But we've got nobody up top, so it's something that they're going to have to look at and going to have to come up with something different for the semi-final.
And then another bit of bad news is Morelos looks like he's out for the season.
Aye.
With big European games coming up.
Where he gets took off against Dundee, and a bit of ice goes on the thigh, and you're thinking, look, normally you come out, it's a bit of a strain, it's a wee bit of niggle. I see last week you're carrying. Then off he goes to Colombia, then he comes back and he's had an operation. You know, so why he was allowed to go in the first place?
When he had the
surely the
strain,
medical people. No, I don't know. Obviously,
I used to go to London a lot, but when I got injured, the man said, "No, it's staying here." And I was in the Sunday.
We scans.
Sunday afternoon getting treatment. You know, you got to do that.
They get sent away for scans all the time, so they should have been scanned here. And if you go, that's a serious problem. Well, you don't let him go on a plane travelling all that way to Colombia.
Yeah.
So it's a strange one for me. Then he comes back and he's away, he's operated on. So.
But you go to Colombia for the national.
That's what you've got to turn up.
You've got to turn up and then they assess you, don't they?
But if you surely here, if you have a scan and you send these scans through, you say, look, that's the problem. He's no travelling. That's it.
So that's right. You've got to be tough and say, look, can't travel that way just to get assessed and then send him.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit stupid, isn't it?
Yeah. They bounced back well after losing to Celtic last time. They go to St Mirren this week. Tough game, innit? St Mirren are desperate for a win as well. And with a chance of still being in the top 6. That's not as easy as it looks, that game.
No, because Stevie Robertson...
And they'll be playing Thursday, obviously,
he was livid after the game at the weekend.
He's a man, isn't he?
What? I mean, he was... I thought they were all right as well, St Mirren. It was a cracking game. I was at the game at 4-2, but what he's...
Every game, isn't it?
No, but what he says, Macca, right away, he went like, we're in a relegation battle. You've got to be... I think you've got to be cute and clever with that, because you don't want to keep the guys bubbling. You want to keep them at it. Keep looking upward, but he's went the other way. And I think it was because it was defensively they were poor, so they do need to tighten up. But they're still decent. And a wee boy Ronan in the middle of the park for me. He's good. Brophy up top. They could have been 2 up.
Big experience,
So you got to keep positive.
Slaney got everything. He got a few draws up, didn't he?
He's a genius, isn't he? He called the Celtic Rangers game.
I wouldn't call him a genius, but last week he was very good.
Genius.
A big word, didn't it?
By the way,
big word for Slaney.
He's had a lot better shouts than used to.
I didn't even know what it means.
He's had a lot more results up than used to.
Last week.
I'd say on fucking over the course of the season. We'll look back.
And there's a lot to be said. Having that snooze, by the way, just as you're about to make your predictions, what it does to him. You know, you just see something getting into the gums, and then the next thing he's on form.
Do you think St Mirren are in a relegation battle?
No,
you don't.
I don't think so. It'll be a tough game for Rangers going there, but I just look at the quality they've got. As I say all the time, there's nothing between Dundee and who's up? Is it Dundee United?
Dundee's gone.
You could take Hearts out of the equation. And Hearts are a good side, and then obviously
Hope was last week. I took them and you couldn't believe it.
County are no bad.
County are a good team. It was a bad shout for you.
Hearts would beat them.
But it's hard to...
I understand what you're saying.
They've got a semi-final coming up. They're nailed third spot. So a wee bit of just that wee bit of motivation's maybe not quite there. And some of them are maybe watching themselves because they're desperate to play in this semi and get to the final. Big game this weekend or not.
Big Jig told me they'd win, so...
So this is going to see the football this weekend. The games are unbelievable.
Oh, it's brilliant. That's why I like the top 6, mate.
It's
still got 6 weeks to go and it's a massive weekend.
So it is.
So who do you think will get in the top 6?
Oh, I tell you what, who'll get in the... I think Dundee United will get there.
Of course, is it in the middle?
But you just don't know, because you look at...
tables there for you, mate.
Hibs, because you look where Hibs are and you think, just a point, but who have they got? They've got Hearts.
Can't see it.
You know, you look at St Johnstone, Celtic, you know, at the bottom of the table, Aberdeen, I've got County. That's not a gimme, far from it. County will fancy that themselves. They'll fancy going nailing top 6. So it's St Mirren are still an outside chance, might have it, I'm not sure.
St Mirren?
You need to look at the table. I've not got the table in front of me.
It's behind the sheet behind you. There you go.
There it's there.
There's no good you can't see either.
But I know. Living, there's another one. Livy. Motherwell have got Livy.
Look at the enthusiasm this guy's got for football, man. It's brilliant.
Because what a game.
Take your papa.
Brilliant. Take your papa.
The games are top drawer, aren't they? You've got the 2 dark. Even the Dundee United.
Good game.
Mouth-watering. Mouth-watering stuff, by the way. And
love
this weekend's going to be brilliant.
I know.
Yeah.
So it is.
Have you got the same enthusiasm for these sort of games?
But you've got to get out there. You really have to get out there. I've got to take you out.
By the way,
God, I can take you out for a weekend.
I tell you what.
You're not me.
No. Because instead of that simple mind, you should watch Benzema last night.
Oh, what a player, man.
2 headers he scored.
He's another one that you look like, Benzema.
Oh.
By the way, he's a proper striker.
You see the headers?
He does, mate.
Brilliant. I love the second one where he just
Hitler.
back for where the ball's coming.
I'll watch it at night. I'll watch it.
No, you won't.
I will. I'll watch it. I'll watch the European games,
but it was last night,
You're watching Rangers tonight? Rangers, Braga.
Send me a screenshot, right? What time is it now? 10 o'clock. Send me a screenshot by 12 o'clock. You recording that game. You've not recorded a game of football. Stop lying, man. Just on the Braga thing before we move on. Will Rangers go through over 2 legs against Braga with no Alfredo Morelos?
It was difficult, but they've got a chance because they've been good in Europe, and that's what I was hoping. I said last week.
Not take that form in the league, have they?
Well, that's what I said last week. If they take the European form into the game against Celtic, they had a right good chance of winning. But they've been good in Europe. Maybe it suits the players' style of football a little bit better. But, and the big but is, Morelos is a massive miss because he's been brilliant in Europe.
That's a big but as well that he's got.
It helps. But he uses that big but well. So does John McGinn.
Douglas was the other one.
There's a lot to be said.
Douglas is the big arse. He used to do that and just
What, on Geysers?
No, I don't.
You like big arses on guys, do you? Is that your...
like a female with a big butt.
What do you?
Oh, God, no.
Sorry,
so have you got Carol down Scotland?
Weight rack in the living room.
Frank, top 6, who do you fancy? Imagine Hibs dropped to the top 6.
It's unbelievable.
Because that could happen.
It could happen. It wouldn't surprise me.
I think Mother will get there.
Do you know what? It wouldn't surprise any sitting here if Hibs dropped in. Because the way they're playing, they're a big club, Hibs, aren't they? They're a big club and they should be pushing up there.
They're just happy to win the possession this year, Hibs, and I think they're going for the possession trophy.
And they've got that.
So if he gets that, I think
get him out of now. It's one of them. No shots, but good possession.
Motherwell, I fancy Motherwell after the result last week.
Aye. And they were good. And I tell you what, the boy Van Veen, he never scored, but he led the line.
Horny Dutchman, he's good, isn't he?
Boy Connor Shields.
Shields. I like Shields. It's Queen of the South, he was at Shields, wasn't he?
Yes.
He's not played a lot this year, I liked him.
Pace and power.
Yes.
Down England, was it Sunderland? Who'd they go? He was at Sunderland.
Not sure.
Went for Albion Rovers, didn't he? Down south. But his goal, Van Veen pass, brilliant way to pass.
Into the space.
But the pace, the power. Do you see the finish?
Great finish, mate.
It's like Kenny Dalglish, like, and I'm not putting him the same brick, but it was just a wee clap.
So did you see it?
Keeper.
You recorded that, is what you're going to watch that tonight as well?
Sorry, I was...
Thursday night's your football catch-up night, innit? Motherwell's goal against Sutherland.
I didn't watch it. I don't watch Motherwell, no. Tam Cowan tells me. He tells me about that.
Right, we're on to top 6. So Aberdeen, yes or no? Over Ross County, your boy.
Is that 2 points?
They need to win. If Aberdeen beat Ross County, they're in the top 6.
Is that 2 points difference between the top 6 and Aberdeen?
Yeah.
Right, okay. I think Aberdeen will make it.
That's right at the back door, isn't it? Just sneaking through that back.
So you need Aberdeen to win, obviously, and then Aberdeen need Hibs to get beat.
Aye.
That's right. And I think that scenario, I think Hibs will get beat. I think Hearts, and we're a wee bit critical of them, at County. But it's a derby game. It's at Tynecastle. Man, you don't want to lose that or even draw that. So you want them to win it. And it gives them that confidence going into the semi-final next week.
Aberdeen is a wee derby, so I think they'll beat. I think the home
derby.
No, it's the closest pitch. It's the closest.
Is this the county?
County Aberdeen is fucking miles away.
You realise how far I've travelled? It's about 20 minutes, isn't it?
Did they not say that ground when they were doing something? Was that not the closest ground to them?
Who?
Ross County, was it Ross County or was it Inverness?
Ross County, Inverness.
I said that.
Then you get Aberdeen, Cove Rangers.
Aberdeen's, aye.
Cove Rangers, that's about the closest.
Yeah, Aberdeen and Cove. But if Aberdeen win and obviously Motherwell lose for Livingston,
I know
they get in as well. But Aberdeen obviously just need to beat Ross County. Do you fancy to beat Ross County?
But then that was the scenario they had against Dundee. go and beat him. We fancied them to beat Dundee, and I said to you,
we've been doing that for years with Aberdeen. That's the biggest problem. When they should go, and you think you're going to go and win it, they don't do it.
But I don't think there's much between them. Even Dundee, I know they're kind of isolated down the bottom. I think they probably will go down, but Dundee.
Oh, they're down.
Aye, but they're
think
still
they'll go down.
I do still think they'll go down.
You just think?
Yeah,
I think they'll go down. But you never.
Derek, come on.
Mark's a good lad, but he's not a magician. I'll start calling him Dynamo if he keeps him up.
What's his nickname again?
Dingus.
Dirty Dingus.
Dingus is the hell.
Do you think obviously if Dundee do go down, will Dingus be away?
Well, that's a good question, isn't it?
I don't know. It depends if Gordon stays.
That's the first time you've said that to me in 5 years.
It depends if Gordon Stratton's still there. Chris is balling it. So
no, I imagine he will still be there, Gordon Stratton.
Did we find out she's still working for Celtic?
I'm not sure.
No. So you could do research.
I still can't believe they changed that anyway. Why James McPate
gave him the summer and then never kept him up changing.
That's his team anyway.
Right, we're on Aberdeen. The reason I want to ask you, massive news.
Oh, aye.
Your big mate Andy Considine, open goals big mate, looks like he's going to be leaving the club. What do you make of the full situation? So,
why is that?
What I get is that he's had a cruise ship for a year, 35-year-old.
Right.
Jim Goodwin's obviously offered him reduced terms, but with a pathway into coaching at the end of it.
Right.
I think
and his agents came back asking for more money. 50% more. And Jim Goodwin said he's pulled the deal and Andy Considine's going to be leaving.
Aye.
Right decision or wrong decision?
Right decision.
My take on it is just when you see that of a contract like that, it was a 6-figure sum was offered, but the key thing for me, sometimes it's not about money and the wages, it's about where you're going to go when you stop playing football, right?
It's not about...
To you, right. But
no, 6 figures is not you, is it?
Nah.
That's a good weekly wage.
But the thing is, and that was a key thing, I think you're touching on it, is the pathway into coaching.
Aye.
You know,
how many people get offered that?
No, that's...
Big Considine is loved up in Aberdeen. The punters love him, everybody loves him.
Well, that's right. Now, Jim's offered him a deal and said, no,
that would be your natural step to go and work with the younger boys, whatever age group. You know, and probably a job for life in football.
And they were getting him a job at Cadona's as well, I think.
Aye.
It's
so
like,
they're doubling up.
But so that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's not about money. Why? No, see, he's 30, right, this is the thing. I'll get it off my chest.
Come on in.
He's 35, right? Why does he need an agent at 35? He's an experienced boy. There's a good deal in front of you in terms of decent wages, but the pathway into coaching and working with Aberdeen. Staying here, his family must be settled up there. I don't know what his situation with his family is, get kids or whatever.
Yeah, he's got kids.
It's a no-brainer. And it's backfired on him because Jim's
he's been too greedy, obviously. That's what it is. He's not going to be playing.
Is it him being greedy or is it agent being greedy?
Well,
listen, he's not a young boy, Derek. He's a 35-year-old man. If you're telling your agent yourself what's happening.
But sometimes you've got to speak to the man. You say, look, offer me that and I'll take it. And then let the agent come and do it. Cross the T's and all that kind of
Who's the best agent you've ever had?
McMurdo, he's the only one I've
had.
And that's who your boy's got, innit? But I need to say, I've said it before, I like how Jim Goodwin's going about his business up at Aberdeen. I really do. He's not there to be, it's not a popularity contest, he's not there to please people. He's there to win games of football.
As well.
Exactly.
He had a discussion with him, he's made a decision.
But you know, Scott never got his agent and just went and spoke to him and that was it done. So
because what age is Scott Brown?
36.
He's an experienced boy, he's played it. So why, that's with Andy Considine. I'm really surprised. So where else do you go for there?
Exactly, because there's nobody close really.
Cove Rangers.
Wouldn't surprise us.
Again,
but he's injured all the time. Who's going to take him?
To be fair, I don't think he's injured all the time. I think this is his first big injury he's had for a while.
To be fair, you've been slaughtering.
No, I'm just saying. I said the exact same as you. He should 100% be taking that deal.
Aye.
I just think he should have, instead of something.
What is it? Is it 100? Over 100 grand he's been offered a year.
Sounds like it.
How much of some wage if he's getting? If that's 50% drop.
It said I think a 6-figure sum, so I don't know exactly. But that's what I'm trying to say.
Listen, if you're getting a couple of grand a week to play, if you're getting a couple of grand a week
at 35,
at 35 to stay there and go into coaching, I don't know where you're going to get. I don't know where you're going to get that kind of money. I don't know where you're going to get that kind of money. If he leaves Aberdeen, he's not going to get that anywhere.
But this is the type of manager Aberdeen need. Somebody that's not there to please people, be people's pals. Definitely, he's got. I think he'll change it from top to bottom.
Mass exodus, a player.
Jim's a good manager.
I think he'll leave that club.
He'll be successful then. I've no doubt.
I think so.
I've no doubt.
Hopefully, but I bet you he's already drawn a list up of players that he wants in.
And if Andy Considine doesn't fit how he wants to play, why should Jim Goodwin just keep him about because he's been there for years? That's not how football works.
That might have played a part in it as well, but I think Andy's made a big mistake.
I think Jim would have said, look, if you're going to coaching, you'll be doing that, and that's what he's wanting to do. So as you say, getting a pathway like that, getting a wage that you can still play football if needed, and you're going into coaching, they're giving you that pathway. I just don't get it. Why wouldn't you take that? I don't care what anyone says. If he can't go and speak to, Jim Goodman, go and talk to him. He's a football guy.
Yeah,
but go and talk to him. And just say, look, what do you think? Can you give me a wee bit more? He'll tell you straight. He'll not tell agent straight, just tell agent where to go.
I think the big part of his decision as well
that's the biggest problem. When you send an agent in, the manager's they don't like it.
Yeah.
So if Constantine went and spoke to Jim, he'd have spoke to him and says, look, you get a wee bit more, I can't give you any more because of this, because of that.
Yeah.
He'd have spoke to him.
I think reading Jim's statement as well, he says he couldn't guarantee him playing time next year as well.
Which I know, they should be guaranteed.
Exactly, who is guaranteed playing time, Derek? Nobody, exactly.
See, when you hear that,
it's a lot of crap.
Who should be guaranteed? No. You come back pre-season
and you fight for your place.
Clean slate. And it should be like that.
Yeah.
But it's the same as all these loan deals. These loan deals, you get a loan deal and they've got to play so many games. Bollocks, if you're not playing well, you're not getting in the team.
Right,
simple as that.
Yeah. See on Constantine, but is he not a massive Aberdeen fan as well?
Yeah.
Supporter.
Yeah.
So even if you come back and you're still next season and you're contributing to Aberdeen being successful, would you not still buy into that?
But he must be comfortable about the place. You know what I mean?
I think he's one of the types that does want to play every week. Which is great.
Of course, but which you need.
Yeah.
Of course, you shouldn't be happy. But sometimes there's a realisation at the stage you're at in your career, your age, the injury that you've just had. Bit of savvy.
I agree. I think you're spot on as well. If Cove go up, I think Andy Considine will end up at Cove.
Yeah, get that kind of money there.
Oh, I think so.
Oh, have we?
I think so. Well, they took Shea Logan, innit? Who would have been on? They took Shea Logan for Aberdeen.
Might get a boost back on.
Took Mark Reynolds.
Good singer.
And they took Mark Reynolds for Dundee United as well, so I think they've got the pool to take players like that. Because he's a homeboy, isn't he? He's fair. I can't see him. You said maybe McInnes at Kilmarnock, but I can't see Andy Considine moving
to Glasgow. You know what? You regret leaving Celtic and Rangers, but I think he'll, as an Aberdeen boy, he'll regret that.
Yeah.
He'll regret he sent his agent in because you go in, Jim will deal with an agent, especially an agent going in demanding this and demanding that. You know, if an agent goes in and talks to them, like that's what Bill used to do. He just go and talk to the managers and say, look, how can we sort this? And they talk to you like that. Or they talk to the player, they talk to the agent, but the agent's in saying, this is what I want. And say, well, you're not getting it. See you.
Get it.
Aye.
Right. Dundee Derby, as you said.
Oh.
Well, if Dundee did need a win, what a game for you to get it in. This could, if you want to win this game, what a bounce it would give you going into the...
And they need it big time.
Yeah.
They need it, and that's to give them. I know I'm saying it's be extremely difficult for them to stay up, but if they are going to stay up, they need to win this big time. And there's nothing better than winning a derby game. But United are in a good place.
Yeah, I think
they just want to nail, and they're favourites to be in that top six, but they want to nail that. So. It's going to be, and they've showed that character coming back twice against Aberdeen. You know, and sometimes when you're down the bottom, you feel sorry for yourself. You can maybe just well, it's not to be. But no, they've showed real character. So I'm looking forward to this weekend massively.
Do you think Dundee will hire a bus to take them round to the park?
We used to walk across it.
You think we'll just walk across with hampers?
That's what we done. We used to meet at Dens. Hampers. We'd go and do set piece. I actually played a Dundee Derby side at my grand's 94. Walked to Dens for my grand, she stays 5 minutes for it. Dropped my phone on the way. So got to Dens, realised my phone was lost. I had to run back, get my phone that I'd dropped back. I was late for the meeting. Went out, done set pieces, walked across to Tannadice. That was my one good game for Dundee actually. Went in.
See me ran it back to get the phone with the crowd not jumping you and all that.
Well, that's the thing. See, when I used to run for walk to my grands to Dens, Dundee fans used to fucking abuse us. Honestly.
So it's just as mental as any fans.
I know the fans up there are hard to please me. I had a very critical. That was a dark year in my life. But the derbies are good. I enjoyed them.
Good games, good games to get.
And I like playing at Tannadice as well.
I know.
I like Tannadice.
It was good.
What do you think of Dens?
Dens is terrible coming down that wee ramp. Is it still there?
It's on a hill.
Were
you there? Did you watch the Aberdeen game at the weekend?
On the TV,
What do you mean? Of course he did.
The surface,
Of course he did.
the surface isn't great and all, but even that.
It was when I was there, I took it into good,
But their main stand's not great, innit?
The pictures used to be great.
I used to get abused for that stand there. Oh, fuck.
See, I played with Dundee for a short period of time.
I did.
Enjoy it?
I was in loan. Of course, I enjoy going to any club.
What nightclub? Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras was good.
Did you go to Mardi?
I stayed down in Broughty Ferry.
Been at Mardi Gras.
Have you?
Aye.
David?
That was good. It was good fun.
I just like how he goes. There's always a wee smirk in it.
It's like he's thinking of something that he's done in there, in the toilet.
It was good fun. Aye, just let's say that.
Did you stay? Did you go back to the hotel yourself?
No. Aye. Moving on.
So wait, you played with Dundee? Who was the manager?
A short period of time. Gordon
Stratton.
No.
Gordon Wallace.
Because he was pals with Walter Smith.
It's a club legend, isn't it?
And I wasn't getting on with Graham at the time, Soonest. So it was, I think it was a sensible option for me to go and play. And all there. Stayed down Broughty Ferry.
That's nice.
So wee Durante would come up for his holidays.
But no, it's a good club. Enjoyed my short period there.
Broughty Ferry, what would you call
Broughty
it?
Ferry's lovely, man.
Broughty Ferry is nice. So
what would you call her? It was in the face of Big Ben. Remember the model?
She's Gail Porter.
Gail Porter. That's where she's from.
Is she?
Broughty Ferry. Her family's got a hotel there as well.
Jim Duffy.
There you go, knowledge.
Yeah.
Jim Duffy,
good guy.
Great guy.
Jim
Duffy. Teetotal, I didn't know that.
I heard he's teetotal.
Because that was the first thing we were in there.
It's not short of laughter. He's not a born teetotaler. He's good fun.
Oh no, he's a good laugh.
Is he a good laugh?
Jim Duffy, aye.
Maybe hard as fuck, Jim Duffy, isn't he?
Even as a player, aye. Well, I just know him as a player, as a guy. He's a lovely guy. He's a funny guy as well. So he is, aye.
What were you going to say, the hotel bar?
No, it's just I went down for, when I was first there that night, and I was doing, I thought, I was like, what do you want? Pint? You know, and when he said Coke, a Coca-Cola.
Your heart sinks, didn't it?
I was like, come on. But, but didn't matter because he was a good laugh anyway. So he's one, it doesn't matter if he's got to drink it, but he didn't drink anyway. He's a great laugh, Jim.
Did you do a bit up in Dundee? Were you with Carol at the time, no?
No.
So
God, I never knew Carol until I went to Hearts.
Right, so what we done up in Dundee?
I done all my daft stuff.
Sorry,
Micah. But you know, I try to get all the daft stuff out the way.
I've got to put this right. You have no chance of being a bit like me.
Because I used to get myself into trouble everywhere I went. Kebab shops, chippies, have a wee roll about.
You were more in
that one where the police thought you and Gerard. It says,
oh, that was
no fix. Where do you live? No fix abode. He says to Gerard, where do you live? He says, flat above.
Wait, so you got lifted by the boats that asked you your address?
And we're ending up in Govan Police Station. By the way, Govan Police Station was only 5 minutes away. It took us about 35 minutes to get there. What do you mean?
You were sitting in the back of the van.
Some of the coppers in the back, they were mad Ranger supporters. They were having the time of their life.
So did you and Gerard get flung in the same cell?
But it wasn't like that. It was different. It was like I came in and they were coming through.
That's where it started. 40.
They were, hey, by the way, lovely cups of tea and everything. Oh, we were made very welcome. Govan Police Station. So if you ever think of
getting done.
So wait, what led you to getting lifted again?
What?
How come you got lifted?
Because there was a wee stramash.
Kebab shop.
Ian obviously just had that horrendous injury and there was a few guys and lassies at it trying to wind him up. So we just gave a bit back verbally initially and then they complained. So it's all right for them to give it out. You give a wee bit back.
That's brilliant. So, that was brilliant. The copper told me that.
So next thing there was police fans and the whole shebang and all that. So, but I get myself into a wee bit of trouble with a couple of them because they were trying to put him into the back of a van with his knee in a brace. And I was like, no chance. I says, you get a motor, put him in the motor, plenty of room. But so we get into a bit of argument.
And they asked you your address? And you...
No, it's a joke. Big Bob tells is brilliant. But that's how we get into that kind of wee skirmish with the police initially, with some of them. It was because I wanted to make sure he didn't get. No, his knee wasn't going to be put in any danger.
I know.
So it happens, doesn't it?
So is that where that came from? You always put in Durant in handcuffs? Is that where you've got them?
At the window.
I always felt I looked
at the window.
Pink fluffy ones, you put them in it.
Pink fluffy.
Right, cutting time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you been handcuffed a few times?
Aye, quite a few times.
Can I show you?
Aye. No. You've got to trust them.
You've got to trust them. You've got to trust them.
So what were you, like that? Just arms or legs as well?
Let's move on. Let's go to cooking. Let's do the cooking.
No, I don't. Why go?
Have you ever had arms and legs?
I couldn't.
Just arms.
I don't trust anyone enough.
So have you ever had that now?
Nah.
Have you?
They've tried.
Nah.
They've tried, but nah, can't do it.
Yeah. Have you done it to somebody else?
Couldn't trust anyone. I leave them, go to the pub.
Right,
Brilliant.
who's going to go first?
This is going to be.
You're excited for it.
You're
so.
excited.
No, because I think
you're
it's
super excited, aren't you?
Well, we'll pick 6 teams for us. Will we just get their predictions on all of them? Right, we'll go every game since you're so excited about it.
Since a good weekend.
Right, Hearts v Hibs.
Massive.
Cracker.
Can't believe, a game like it's not even telly or anything, no. But Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock, brilliant game. Hearts at Tynecastle, they're playing brilliant in the minute. Hearts, aye.
What injuries? What injuries?
And I know they've got a wee eye in next week as well, the semi-final, so they want to get into that with confidence. No, I just think Hearts are, when they're at it, injuries as well, you're talking about, I think they've still got enough.
Okay. Celtic v St Johnstone.
Celtic, brilliant place, confidence, oozing out them after beating my team. So I fancy, and St Johnstone, they're fighting for life, but they'll not have enough to turn their Celtic.
Celtic. Gazai.
Gazai, mate.
So you think it'll be a Gazai for Celtic?
I think it'll be
a good night for St Johnstone.
Celtic definitely, of course.
Dundee United versus Dundee.
Oh, it's another beaut, absolute beaut. And but I'm going to go with Dundee United. They're just what I'm saying about Dundee earlier. They're fighting for their lives, but I just think they've got a wee bit too much. Dundee United, a wee bit too much quality up top. Home, massive game. Nail top 6. I'm going to go with
Good
United.
season for the intellect. Thomas Courts.
Thomas Courts has been Thomas, whatever you want to call him. Aye, he's done well, hasn't he? So, and I think be nailing top 6, you know, that's a job well done.
Well, I think he loves nailing, doesn't he? Livingston v Motherwell.
And it's another.
What? Another what? Classic.
Do you know what? Well, listen, I watched Motherwell. Motherwell were sensational.
Good watch at the weekend. That's true.
Sensational. It was a brilliant watch. So it was.
Did they go a wee bit less defend? Obviously scoring 4, but I get messages from Motherwell fans saying for the last few while when they've not been winning, it's been very defensive. Whereas maybe he's let the shackles off it.
Well, that's it. Sometimes there comes a point. You know what I mean?
Like the handcuffs.
You
can see what happens.
Just go on the front foot, and that front 3, Van Veen, Efford and Shields.
Efford's good as well. Pace, isn't he, Derek? Very quick.
What they've got is pace and power. And as I say, they can finish as well. Van Veen never scored that day, but he can finish. Livy, they want to react. They want to, by the way, and you look at
the penalty, holy
penalty, I mean, so Martindale, quite rightly so, was absolutely livid. They'll be looking for a reaction. I'm going to go with a draw with that. I think that might be a draw. I think it'll be a 1 each or a 2 each. So I'm going to go with a draw.
Okay, Aberdeen versus Ross County. Your boy.
But you know, Ross County, I still think they're a good side. I think they'll fancy it. This is going to be, like games of the past, it's been kind of quite maybe dull affairs. This is going to be open a tank. Aberdeen have got to go for it if they've got to sneak that top 6. County will fancy it as well. Decent result against Hearts. Oh, that's a toss of a coin. See if I was... I would go draw, but I'm going to go Aberdeen. I'm going to go Aberdeen. I just think something tells me that they'll get that one.
Talk to Ross County, talk to Ross, your boy. Is he stripping this weekend or weekend after?
I used to get pelters about that. Sorry, Ross. He's got you in the eyes.
Oh, I'm bad.
His workmates are getting him out.
Are they getting?
He's getting in charge of a strip club.
It's a VIP, isn't it?
It's a VIP.
Get a VIP club.
St Mirren v Rangers.
£20
St Mirren, they weren't as bad as what I thought Stevie Robinson says. I know he was angry after the game. He says they're in a relegation battle, but they'll put up a stern test for Rangers, but Rangers have got to react. I know they're playing, they've got European come first before it, but if they get any aspirations, are just still staying in the title race. They've got to win, haven't they? So it'll be tighter than what people think. I think Rangers just edge up.
Okay.
And it will be tight, I think.
Right, Frank, Hearts v Hibs.
Hearts, I think it's a certainty to stick on.
Certainty there, right?
I think Hearts at home, after getting the draw last week away, were disappointed. So, Tynecastle hard play to go in. Yeah, I don't think Hibs have got enough firepower to cause any problems on.
Okay, Celtic and Johnston.
Celtic definitely on a high.
Do you think CV Keogh go back?
I think it might be. It's a good game. He'll come on. He'll come on. That's for sure. It was. I think it was a great tactic, saying that he's fit and he's ready to play and all that, and not even putting him on the bench. On Sunday, it was just because they'd have been thinking, my God, him coming on that pace that he's got. I mean, he'd frighten anybody. So I think he'll be there this week.
Okay.
Whether he comes off the bench, because they've got to win a game first and see how it is. But I think we'll definitely win.
Okay, Dundee United versus Dundee.
Again, same as Derek. I don't think Mark has got
Dingus, dirty
Dingus. I don't think Dingus has got
dirty Dingus.
I think he's got good enough. I mean, they're in that position. They're doing there for a reason because they're just not good enough. You can wrap it up any way you want, but they're just not good enough. So I think 10 of days, Dundee United will beat them.
Livingston v Motherwell.
I'm going to go for a Livingston home win there, yeah.
Going with wee Davy.
Wee Davy's got
just on what pitch?
Just the pitch and everything. They need it. They were hard done to you last week.
With the ref.
And I think they need it this week. So yeah, I'm going to go with Livingston.
Okay, Aberdeen.
You got Livy, aye.
Right. What did you go draw?
You went to draw.
I went to draw, aye. Right.
Okay, Aberdeen versus Ross County.
Aye, that's my derby. Aberdeen. Aberdeen. I'm going to go. I know they're doing well, Ross County, but I just think Aberdeen with Jim.
You keep doing that when it doesn't come up.
I know, but
Livy are good in their own patch. I'm thinking about Livy getting it as well.
I get this with Aberdeen because Jim's a different breed for what was in there before.
Right.
And he'll get them going, he'll get a run going. I think, as you say, I think they're going to go places, Aberdeen. I think they will be the Hearts this year. Maybe next year they'll be the Hearts fighting for third.
So hard.
Recruitment will be massive though in the summer for Aberdeen.
Aye,
big time.
So I'm going for Aberdeen.
Some games, but brilliant games.
And last, St Mirren v Rangers.
Do you know what? You're going to laugh and you're going to think it's just
no, I'm going to laugh.
I'm going to go for a draw.
I'm going to
go for a draw because it's a big game tonight for Rangers.
I don't think it's
St Mirren is fighting for the light. They're fighting down there for points to get men money in. I just think, I'll go for a draw.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, boys.
Cheers.
Pleasure.